Greetings, this is Professor Hobby, and today we're going to be talking about C language. And we have right here hackerrank. Hackerrank is a coding challenge website, and it's super useful for learning. Super useful, it's just really a ton of fun, and they have all these exercises, and we're going to be going over for loops today. For loops in C language. So, first off, C language. What is C language? Why should you care? Why should you study it? How is it different than any other language? So, very simply, C language, it was a language created in the 70s that was kind of created to be compatible with operating systems to help develop OSs. And it's the foundation of a lot of really important things. I think most notably, it's the foundation and kind of influence a lot of the more popular higher level languages like Java, Python, C Sharp. These are all kind of based off of C language. The C language is used to write a lot of operating systems, a lot of microcontrollers, just all sorts of stuff. You find C language just building block for so many important computer technologies that we use. And now, I'm of the personal opinion that if you're learning to computer program for the first time, Python language is the best language to learn with. It's the least syntax heavy and the most, you can just focus on writing good algorithms. If you're going to learn two computer programming languages, I think your second programming language should be an object-oriented programming language that uses classes or something similar to that. So that's Java and C Sharp. These are object-oriented languages, and they're super useful too. But I think if you're going to have a third computer programming language, I vote for C language because what you're really going to learn with C language is memory allocation and memory management. As in, you're accessing memory locations, you're accessing information. There's how does the program interact with memory. So this is like if you're a serious coder, you want to learn C language. So without further ado, let's get to our challenge here. So in this, they want us to use for loops. For loops is a conditional loop that basically will repeat a block of code until conditions are met or not met, right? So I'll just write it out here. The basic syntax for it is you have for, then you have parentheses, and inside you generally have your first condition, which is what are you starting with. Then you have your terminal condition, what would you end with, and then where you're going to change each line. So already I made a slight mistake, but I want to point out syntax is very important. I did a comma. You don't want to use comma. You want to use semicolons. You will get a compiling error if you have semicolons, and that's okay as long as you know what you're doing wrong. And then, okay, we have curly brackets. So this is what we're going to do inside of the brackets while we're doing this. Right? Once our for condition is being fulfilled. So just real quick and see at the top of our programs, we're going to have our libraries that we include. You hear string, math, standard library, but this first one's the most important. This is standard input output. So this is where you're going to get like your printf, scanf, like taking inputs, printing out stuff on the screen. You need the standard input output library to do that. And then you'll always see this also. We have the main function. You always have to have a main function in C. And then this int here just says that you're going to have an integer output. And usually this is like a 0 or 1, which is basically just indicating whether the program was able to run correctly. So inside of here, we have two variables declared, both integers called named A and B. There's scanf. We have %d, which stands for integer. We have this \n, which means just line break, go to the next line. And then we have it again, this integer. And then for each one of these these %ds, we have A and B variable. We have the ampersand in front of it. That's this little and sign right here. this indicates to the program that it's going to write to that memory location. So basically, by pointing that there, it says that the input from scanf, you're going to write that input to this integer A, integer B. So complete the code. Let's go over the instructions real quick over here for our task. You have two numbers, A and B. These are creating an interval. So, if this number is equal to 1, greater than 1, or less than or equal to 9, they actually want us to print out the strings of 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, up to 9. And if it's not 1 through 9, if let's say it's like 10 or above, they want us to print out whether it's an even number or an odd number. So let's go with the first thing. So I'm going to do an if statement. Do a little curly braces. So inside of these parentheses, I'm going to say that if I is 1, I want to be greater than 0. And I could do double ampersand, and I is less than 9. Let's say less than or equal to 9, because we will include 9. If both these conditions are met, then I want to print out. So I'm going to say printf, parentheses. Now, what do I want to print? I want to print out these strings. But I don't want to write like if, else, this, that. I think the best way to address this problem is to create an array. In this case, not necessarily a character array, but a string array, or more specifically, what is referred to as a string pointer array. And this gets more into the memory management of C language. But here I have it written already. So you have character array, we have these little brackets here, the str, this is name, and then this star right here just indicates pointer. And then these, you want to make sure you have double quotes, not single quotes for this. So I want to say that I want to print out something from this array. I think it would be I, wherever the index is, right? Because we're going through here. Now, is I going to start at 0? No, I is actually going to start with our value for A. And then it's going to end with B. So I say I is less than or equal to B. So I just wanted to do that. Here, if we're printing a string, it would be %S. And then we want to do a new line afterwards, so I'm just going to add the slash end. Now, here's one of the issues to be aware of, which is, indexes start at 0. So if you want the first index in an array, you have to say 0. So I'm actually going to declare another integer right here and say integer index number, or just index num, equals I minus 1. And I'm going to come down here and just index num instead of I. And this hopefully gives us the correct thing. Now, if it's not this, I'm going to do a second if, right? If I is greater than 9, then I want either it to be positive, or I'm not sorry, I want to say either even or odd. So if now there's something I divided by something equals 0, but I don't want to actually do divide. I want to get the remainder, so I can do the remainder by doing this %. It's called a modulo. So divide by 2 equals 0. This means that it's even number, because any even number divided by 2 is going to be an even number. So in this case, I'd say printf, and then say even, and then /, I'm a foricon. And if not, I'm going to say else. Yeah. Else. Printf. Odd. Let's run the code, see what happens. Well, our sample code test code passed. Let's submit the code against all the test cases. Well, there you go. We have success. So, um, I'll stop right there. But that is, our first challenge, C language. Hope you get an idea of how we go about doing this, and there'll be many more of these. So, thank.